Hey, Tauruses, welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? We're welcome to Patty's. I'm the Divine Warrior Intuitive Tarot. I do also astrology numerology with this. So we're going to be doing the week of the 6th through the 12th. And we're in a still the new moon energies, you guys. So what that means is the new moon was on the 4th, where we also had a solar eclipse, which really blasted a bunch of energies. And that thing, it just needs to sort of dissipate a little bit. The eclipse is gone, but the new moon energies are there. If you have not seen the new moon video, please go down below and check that out, because it is going to play with your sign, Taurus, until about the full moon. These are good things, though. Things are starting to change. Things are starting to move very slowly, but things are going to change and move. Definitely, definitely. And we will appreciate that we went through this hard pain for the rewards. So it's going to be a really amazing end of the year. The 24th and 25th, I'm a little concerned about, because we have some major planet energies that are moving during those times. Oh, are these upside? Oh, okay. So we have a reverse here. Really, really be mindful of these next couple of weeks of holding your tongue, say what you mean what you say. That's been a lot of the energies through November and December. So really pay attention to that. For those of you that don't know my channel, I'm going to do current energies, future energies. I have one deck that I use for divine, because this is divine guided, divine, yeah, divine guided. I can't think this morning. I don't have enough coffee, guys. I just don't have enough coffee. Um, but he has his own deck, and whatever you're trying to find out from the second dimension when you come to tarot, this is him saying, here's your answer. It's up to you if you want to pay attention or not. So there's awakenings that are happening. The genius awakening. This is awakenings of your spirit. This is awakenings of what you need to do to pay attention. This is your intuition, your spirit trying to tell you what to do, where to go, how to go. He's like, pay attention to me. Pretty much, pay attention to your intuition. The divine comes in many, many ways, gives us signals in many ways. It can come through a picture, it can come through something on TV. It's going to you'll just have a aha moment, or a it'll just trigger something real quick. It's like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. That kind of a thing. He is trying to awaken something in you deep. This is something deep in your spirit, not earthly. He doesn't deal with earthly in that way. He wants to hit your spirit, because that's what he's created you for. I find this interesting because and that's also the number 11, which is about bringing balance, bringing something together. When we bring our spirit together with our mind and our body, then it becomes more balanced. Okay. A lot of the times we're off balance, and I won't go into that. If you want to know more about that, go into Capricorn and watch Capricorn's reading, because it is a lot about spiritual balance, dark and light, and all that kind of stuff. Because sometimes when we're in the wrong place in the secular world, people take advantages of this. If we're in the spiritual world thinking, then a lot less to be taken advantage of, because we don't care about certain things. Okay. A lot of people are very materialistic, and they worry about their things. Those things are gone when you pass on. So spiritual people will carry more about love and compassion and things of light, that kind of a thing. So definitely your focus is off. It's in reverse. So this is your current energy for this week. Trying to get back on focus. How do you do that? You sound out the noise. Get some Bose headphones. And this is just hypothetical. Get some Bose headphones so you're not listening to everybody. Just listen to yourself this week. Listen to what you want, what you should be doing, what your journey is, what your authentic self is. Take that mask off and get rid of it and be the authentic you. Focus in on this awakening. Focus in on you. Clear the noise out. Okay, even if you have to go and be alone for a while, sometimes being alone is when we really hear things and we see things more clearly. That's why we say pray and meditate in a quiet place, because you definitely need to hear and feel and see. That's when divine can really come in with your crown chakra, your eye chakra, your heart chakra, It all begins to come in a very quiet, calm place. Okay. So your future energy is the number 4. What number was that? That is the number 6, process and growing in process and change and things like that. We have the number 4 in the future. This is about growing a new foundation. This is about growing something that you need to do for yourself, not only for yourself. It's the queen, and the queen is about femininity, but it is also about sexuality and our friendships. This is something that it's sort of, thank you. Oh, that's beautiful. This is a cleansing time for you. This is a cleansing time. I just heard cleansing. This is definitely a cleansing time. A woman, we, it's sort of like our periods that cleanses our female organs out. We also need spiritual cleansing. We also need and emotional cleansing, which means to be lifted up, to have admiration, to have love for ourselves enough to focus in on the things that we want, be our authentic self, be our authentic you. This is a spiritual awakening time, especially for the earth signs. This is time to really look at that. Okay, so this is a new reset for you. This is a cleansing. Maybe you'll want to fast. Fast for, some people fast for a week. Some people fast for a couple of days. I don't know, a couple of days. I would say at least a week. You'll see some people fast for 21 days. There's a reason behind that, that kind of a thing. It does take 21 days to change a habit. So definitely something like that. So think about those things this week. Definitely think about those things. Okay, so I'm going to be using a new deck, guys. I love this. I got a new deck. So this is Fun decks. You'll see me use fun decks. This is Disney's Villains and the Tarot deck. It is by Ellie Goldwine. I would say Goldwyn, but there's an E on the end, so maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. But congratulations to her on her deck. This just came out not too long ago, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Got to keep things up in light and love. If things are too serious, I don't have any dark decks. I've gotten rid of them. I've got one deck I'm trying to sell, and I know why it's not selling, because it is not a good deck. The energies in it are not good at all. And I'm still trying to sell it on eBay. All right. All right, so we're going to do this, and then you'll see me do a different kind of a clarification this week, because the divine, when we did the new moon reading, divine says do the same 7, and I'm like, why? And the clarification, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what you want me to do. That's what I do. So you'll see me clarify with a different way. All right, so let me see what I want to clarify with. I'll do this one. Okay, so we've got the 3 of Wands. So something about your future. Okay, this is, again, we need to get focused again about your future. We need to be looking at our future, not so much that we're going to just forget about now, because you have to say, okay, what are the things I'm doing now for my future? Okay, that's what he's saying. We've got the Knight of Wands, lots of wands. The Hangman. The Hangman is all about spiritual insight, a higher power insight. Again, this awakening that he's saying. This is about the authentic you and love. The King of Wands is at your center. The Queen of Cups is your intuition. The Page of Swords, a message coming of truth. And then we have the 9 of Coins, which is the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So the 9 of Pentacles is about getting your ducks in a row, making sure things are happening. That is also your challenge card, which somebody doesn't want to do. Somebody doesn't want to do the work. If you don't do the work, you can't get the rewards. I'm sorry, but nothing comes really free. In the spiritual world, you have to sacrifice or let go of something to get something. That's just the way it works, because if you don't close one door, another door can't open. You can't have growth that way. All right. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. That was funny. So I'm going to show you these because I love these cards. So we have the 3 of Wands. Isn't that cool? Knight of Wands. There's your second card here. Lots of conversation coming in. And it's going to be you to be mindful and to pay attention to that. The King of Wands is definitely about speaking and bringing the message in. And the thing is, what's really interesting is the Queen of Cups is right next to him. And with her next to him, that means, are you paying attention to your intuition? Are you paying attention to that little side that gives you the nudge, or the thing that you hear, you know, the little things that are yes to do it, don't do it? Are you listening to those kind of things? Because the Page of Swords is on its way to tell you that you really need to do your work to get those things done, to get back in focus, to really pay attention, to put your Bose headphones, the canceling headphones on, and just say, you know what, or whatever kind of canceling headphones. It doesn't have to be Bose. I shouldn't even be saying that, but they put your canceling headphones on so that you don't hear all that noise, the temptations, you know, because you got Pentacles here. There's things that you're being tempted on to buy, and you really shouldn't be doing that right now. You should be saving your pennies, saving whatever it is that you need to do. Okay. There's a lot of good things here. I'm getting clarification with the Hangman. Somebody's not insightful. Somebody is full of depression and anxiety and maybe has panic attacks. And the reason why you are is because that you're thinking more secular. You're not thinking spiritual. You're worried about everything that's going on around you, what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people think. This is your journey alone. As long as you're walking in love, walking in high integrity and high morals, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And that's what divine is trying to awaken in this person. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's you or somebody coming at you, but that's the person. Is like, you know, if you look at this face, it's being covered by many things, but the focus is clear. His face is clear, or her face is clear. This could be a elder Native American. It could be of a tribe or whatever, but this could be a woman or a man. But it is very clear. But the things around her are very beautiful, but you have to stay focused. Okay, because you want to be focused in on love and light, and not doubt and, you know, low self-esteem, things of the past that made you that way. We want to lift yourself up and be that way. So if you want to get rid of depression and anxiety and things like of that, of self-destructive behavior, then you begin to really work on your spirit and work on God doing things for you, divine working things out for you. Your life is going to change. How do I know? I've been there. I've been there. Okay. But you've got to listen to this intuition, and you've got to be strong enough and healed enough to be able to um, withstand the pressure, because when you become yourself, you're going to have people walk out of your life. You're going to have people not hang around because they don't know that person. They're used to the facade. They're used to the mask that somebody's put on, and so they're like, wow, who is this? But they see you becoming better and better and better. So they'll come back once they say, wow, you've really changed in a good way. So this is for somebody in that nature, because we have the Fool and we have the Ace of Cups in the center for clarification. This is clarification for the King of Wands. It's a new energy. It's something that's creative. It's something that is going to work for you. You have to find what that is that works for you. Okay. But if you listen to your intuition, new things will come. And the one thing I love about this clarification is that it is about love and joy and calmness, everything that divine brings to you. Okay. But that's only through you being able to hear him. You will be, the more spiritual you become, the more you hear him, or the more you feel him, or the more he sends you signals, that kind of a thing. But you can't be on both sides of the fence. You've got to be on one or the other, kind of a thing. But somebody doesn't want to let go. Definitely doesn't want to let go. So the Page of Swords is saying, yeah, this person doesn't want to let go of the secular world. They want to make all their decisions based on what everybody else thinks, what everybody else is doing, and you know, that kind of a thing. I had to laugh because I had a conversation with a gentleman that I have to stand away from every time I talk to him. He's one of the employees, because his energies are so secular and so negative, that he is so earthbound that I cannot even get near his energies, because we had a conversation and he thinks he's spiritual. He is absolutely not spiritual. Deep down, his spirit is there. However, he is basing everything on worldly stuff, materialism and success and rich and all this kind of stuff. And it's not his fault. It's just what he has learned. But sadly, he has so much anger inside of him, he's not going to change. So again, here's the thing. This is your challenge card this week. If you do the work, then so you will be able to celebrate the joy. It's also too about acknowledging that you need to do some work on yourself, that you really do need to stay focused, because you're not focusing. For somebody, you're not focusing, and you're not focusing on the important things. The things that are important with our friends, our relationships, our even our coworkers are things to leave positive memories with, because that coworker may move on, you may move on, and they'll have positive memories. Oh, you remember her? I'll give you a hypothetical. Where I work, apparently a woman was killed in one of the workers was killed in a car accident, and she was supposed to be getting married, and it was a very, very sad time. But do you see what I'm trying to say? Employees remember employees. So be mindful who it is. And if you are female, be reminded of your feminine power, that you actually have a lot more power than you ever imagined. You can actually you can actually control men with your feminine power. I won't go into that, but that's coaching. But that's something that God has given us, divine has given us, is that feminine power, because of our complexity of our female body and our female brain. Because men's brains are not the same as women's; it's very different. Even though we think, okay, we're all human and the same. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll accept one question because we're running long. So if you want to do that, sure. Because this is a general reading and I'm getting ready to close up. So while you ask your question, I'm just going to let people know that I am starting a new channel. It'll probably come out January 1st. It's already up, so it's called Transformation by Divine. And that is going to be a spiritual coaching, how you can actually grow closer to divine, so that you don't need me, you can do it yourself. Because anytime you ask a question to whatever you want to call it, the universe, divine, sacred one, Allah, God, Buddha, whatever, the answer is already given to you. You're just not hearing it. So you come to tarot. Tarot is the resource. Actually, divine is the source. So definitely. I don't know if you would be tomorrow. That here's the thing is that you're being taught patience. So there's something about that that's being held up. You may get them. However, if you don't, then you're trying to be taught patience. Yeah. You're being taught patience, and just know that again, this isn't in your sign right now, but you have to learn to trust the system. You have to learn to trust God's timing, divine's timing. So if they don't come, I don't know if they're going to come tomorrow. However, if they don't come, this is a time where He's testing you on your patience. Don't fail. Everything is going to work out just fine. Everything is going to work out the way that it's supposed to, but you've got to have trust and faith that He's going to come through at the right time, at the right place, because there might be something in the backdrop that is He's working on that you cannot see, that's going to bring you even more. A lot of the times we say, okay, I need, just like the time that my shop, I needed $3,000 by the end of the day. And I, was like busting my butt, doing what I needed to do, doing what I needed to keep moving forward for that day. Even though I knew we probably weren't going to make it, I went and did my deliveries. I told my clients I might not be open tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. And at the very last stop, when I knew we were done, and I was like, okay, we didn't make it. So, but at that very last stop, and I'm telling you a true story, at that very last stop, I went to a barn because I'm a horse person and my business is about horses. I went to the barn and I was telling the barn that, or the owner, manager of the barn, and she was wanting me to pick up more stuff. And I'm like, I really can't. We might not be open tomorrow. And she's like, what? What's going on? So she pulled me into the office and a lady was following me. And I thought, that's sort of rude. She's trying to keep into my conversations. Okay. She's trying to keep into my conversations and I'm trying to speak to this barn manager. How rude is that? But as I walked into the office to speak to the barn manager, this lady stood in the doorway and I thought, boy, this is really rude because this is really personal. And this is really, I'm about to be in tears because I'm going to lose my business. And so I asked the barn, she asked me, what's wrong? What's going on? And I said, well, I'm not going to probably be open. And she goes, I said, but what you could do, if you believe in God, if you could pray for me or pray for our business, then I would really appreciate it. And she said, these are exact words. You don't know where you are, do you? And I said, no, I don't. Where am I? And she said, this is a Christian barn. I said, well, good. Can you ask everybody to pray? She goes, no. She goes, you don't know who that's standing there, do you? And I said, I was thinking, this is what I was literally thinking. Yeah, it's some rude woman who's listening to my conversation who has no reason to be listening to my conversation. And so, but I didn't say that because I'm very professional. But she said, well, this is so and so, and she's a multimillionaire. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's nice. While my business is going down, she's got millions. And so the woman said, how much do you need? And I told her $3,000. She said, I'll be right back and I'll go get my checkbook. This is the power of prayer and meditation, guys. And I'm going to tell you, is it Amy or Annie? Annie, this is the power of prayer. You need to go and ask and pray for really, really what you want today, because he does this at the last minute because he wants to know you trust in him and you have faith in him. This is how it works. This is how the second dimension works. This is how divine, the sacred one, or whoever you want to call it, works. And what the reason why I know is because in the middle of that day, my friend called me from Montana. I live in Oregon, and said, how are you doing? I said, I'm not doing good. Can you pray for me? Because, he goes, do you believe in miracles? I said, no, I do not. I believe in miracles for other people, but not myself. Okay. And so what happened is we sat and talked about it for 45 minutes about miracles. So then I began to call people, can you pray? Can you pray? Can you pray? And I would never have done that before in my life. Have ever I done that? And I even called a new church that I was going to, that I didn't stay with for very long, but they actually got a prayer chain going. The power of prayer and meditation is so powerful. It comes in numbers, and that's what you do. So you know what? If you don't believe in that, that is fine, but at least do it for yourself. Sit in a quiet place and pray. Say, I really need this document tomorrow. If it is your will, if it is your way, please let them come tomorrow. If it is not, I know you're working on something. I know you're doing something, and I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to have faith and trust that you've got it because you know what I want, what I desire, and that kind of a thing. I did not mean to go into spiritual coaching, but for some reason, somebody needed to hear this, and that's why Divine is saying do it, because I've got goosebumps all over the place. So if this is for you, please take heed. Watch this again. Know that this is true. It is not crap. It is not fake. I've lived it. I've gone from the secular world, sitting in a jail cell and sitting there, going to be arrested, and sitting there thinking, and my life was turning really down. And I said, okay, this is it. And he says, are you done yet? Are you ready? And my life turned around that day 100%. And I've always been spiritual, but it literally took a whole turnaround. And my life has been just love and light the whole time. And that's what you can have. And you can have it if you have the faith and the trust. And it comes at the last minute because he's testing you. Okay. Have faith, and have in trust. Okay. I didn't mean to do this, but go back and see your reading here, because again, I'll just say this. He's just saying, I'm trying to wake you up, and your focus is in the wrong place. Okay, your focus is in the wrong place. So I hope this helped. I don't know if it did, but I really hope it did. Please don't forget to like. If you watch this, please like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, hit the notification bell and the all, because if you don't hit the all, then what I'm understanding is YouTube just sends you a few here and there, not all of them. So you may miss out on a reading or miss out on live, because I try to do all mine live. All right. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Again, I was hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year so I could go live on my phone wherever I am, because YouTube doesn't allow me to do that if I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So I can keep in touch with you guys wherever I am in the world. But that I'm praying on that. And if that's something that you guys can help me with, that's great. I love to grow the community. Oh, good. I really hope it did. You can always email me. You can always contact me. I'm always open, and it's always free, because this is a gift. We do not make money off of gifts. That's not what God intends us to do our gifts for. All right. Take care, you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Watch the new moon reading, because that gives you a lot of energies of what's going on with the planets. Planets are energy connected. We're all connected. So it really tells you a little bit about what's going to be happening for the next week or two. Take care. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And I'm really glad that helped.